Let's talk about something I think a lot of us know all too well. That hidden emotional cost of always trying to be nice. It's a journey, really, from feeling kind of trapped by niceness to finding the freedom in being genuinely kind. Let's dive in.
Does this sound familiar? You know that moment someone asks for a favor, for your time, for just a little bit of your energy, and before you've even had a chance to really think about it, the word is already leaving your mouth. You always say yes.
Even when every single part of you is just screaming, please, just this once, say no. It's like this automatic reflex, right? A response you've learned over the years that just feels safer, easier than whatever the alternative might be. And the result of this? Well, it's pretty much always the same. You end up being the reliable one, the person who can smile through their own exhaustion to comfort everyone else. But then, at the end of the day, you go home feeling drained, depleted, just completely empty.
So why do we do this? What's really going on behind this habit of putting ourselves last? Well, this next section, Kindness as a Shield, really starts to unpack that.
We tell ourselves a story, right? I'm just being kind. But what if the real reason is something else? What if, deep down, this constant niceness isn't kindness at all, but a shield we're holding up to protect ourselves from conflict or from rejection?
And this is where it gets really tricky. We do this to feel seen and accepted, but here's the paradox. What if trying to be everything to everyone is the very thing that's making you feel invisible? What if you're erasing yourself in the process?
You know, this powerful instinct to please and keep the peace isn't just you being too nice. Psychology actually has a specific name for it, and it's called the fawn response.
So what is fawning exactly? It's not just some personality quirk. Get this, it's actually classified as a trauma response, right up there with fight, flight, or freeze. It's a deep survival instinct where you learn to completely push down your own needs to make others happy and, above all, keep the peace. See, at its core, your brain learned a very simple but incredibly powerful equation, probably a long time ago. Harmony equals safety. And once that's wired in, any kind of disagreement, big or small, gets flagged as a threat. And what does your brain do? It goes right back to the strategy it knows to keep you safe, make everyone else happy.
But living this way long-term, man, it comes at a huge cost. You start to lose touch with who you actually are. You might not even know what you really want or need anymore. And all that smiling and agreeing, underneath it, resentment starts to build up quietly. And all of this leads, almost always, to total emotional burnout.
But here's the good news. Just recognizing this pattern is the first huge step to changing it. And that brings us to the real turning point in all of this, the idea that true compassion has to start with you.
Look, the goal here isn't to become mean or unkind. Of course not. Kindness is an absolutely beautiful thing. But it crosses a line into something else, into self-abandonment, when it consistently costs you your own voice.
So let's break this down, because it really comes down to two totally different things. Over here, you have performative niceness. It's driven by fear. Its goal is just to avoid conflict. It's all about what other people think. And the result? Emptiness. But over here, you have authentic kindness. That's driven by real compassion. Its goal is genuine connection and mutual respect. And the result? Fulfillment. The whole journey is about moving from that first column over to the second.
So how do you start that journey? How do you make that leap? It all begins with this one simple but honestly life-changing realization. Real compassion isn't just something you give away. It has to include yourself. You have to be on your own list of people to take care of.
Which brings us to our final and maybe most liberating section of all. It's all about giving yourself permission to be human.
So much of this pressure, this need to be nice and to please everyone, it comes from this little voice inside that tells us we have to be perfect to be accepted. But the truth is, you don't have to be perfect to be loved. Real connection, the kind of connection that actually fills you up, it doesn't want perfection. It wants authenticity. It wants you to show up just as you are, needs and all.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. What is one small boundary you can set today? And try not to see it as an act of rejecting someone else. Instead, frame it as an act of deep compassion for yourself. Because that one small step, that's where the path back to you really begins.